this is a bit intense, but we're here now. So we're just gonna go through with it. Hey, what's up? I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. I am so ready. I am so ready for October. It is when I get the most excited to read and participate in readathons and watch-alongs and all kinds of stuff. It is like the only time I really do a TBR for like a month. Any other time it's just kind of like, these are things that I might get around to this season, but you know, I just love the spooky season, as you can tell. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I want to read. Obviously this could change. I could add some, I could get rid of some, you know, never know. I'm always on the lookout for new spooky reads. And then I'm also going to talk about the readathons that I am participating, or at least planning on participating in. Now before I get into any of this, I want to let you guys know, in case you don't follow me over on Twitter, I have created a Notion page that has all the readathons that I know about that are happening in October. So it has the month-longs as well as the week-longs, and whenever you open up the toggles, it will show you the challenges and links to all their information and whatnot. So it kind of is in one place so people can see what they want to participate in. I had created a calendar graphic that kind of shows you what overlaps with what. And then I also have the bingo boards. I will be following one of my bingo boards. I come out with bingo boards every year. So I tend to do one that is specific to movie titles, and then I do one that are reading challenges. You can use these however you want. I have blank ones, so you can fill them in. You can use any type of text adding app or software. I use Canva to make these, and you can use Canva, which is free, to add text to them. Before we get into the TBR, I keep forgetting to tell you guys about SipSpy. I know that I've talked about it before on my channel. If you don't know, SipSpy is a monthly tea subscription service. You go in, take a personality type test, and then they send you 4 teas every month that kind of suit your needs in various levels of caffeine. So I love SipSpy. I'm a big tea drinker. I'm making some tea right now. This is my graveyard shift mug, but I also forgot that they tend to do like special edition tea boxes. So if you want to just buy a one-time box, they have a magic potions box, and I got the pumpkin box this year, so it had all kinds of like pumpkin spice teas. I have been loving them because I have had these for a while. I'm sorry, SipSpy, that I keep forgetting to mention them, but I'm going to leave all the information down below. I am an affiliate now. We've gone to an affiliate program, I believe. I'm still not really sure. So I'm going to have a link down below, but I love tea, and the spooky season is the perfect time for tea. Fall and winter are coming, at least here. So anyway, let's get into the TBR now. So I am participating in a few month-long readathons, so I'm going to talk about those first. The first one is the Spooktober. This is run by Vanessa, who is my best friend, Paper Fairy, as well as several other people this year, and basically it seems like you can choose however many you want, but there are these different categories to it, and I decided to just pick one from each category that kind of, you know, it's like put together your own Halloween party, which I thought was so cool. One that I picked for costume party, I picked fantasy costumes since that tends to be what I go towards. Last year I went as an alien escaped from Area 51. This is to read a fantasy. I feel like I have a lot that could go with this, so, you know, it will probably just be a pick and choose kind of thing. I might end up finding like a middle grade fantasy that I want to read, but one that could work for this is In the House in the Dark of the Woods. I think that this could obviously be one for it. This is about a woman who wanders into the woods, and I believe that there's all kinds of like creepy things in the woods, and then she finds out that maybe the evil lives inside of her. It's relatively short, so, you know, like, great readathon pick. One that I want to read that is on my list is The Damned, which is the sequel to The Beautiful. I actually own an e-arc that I never got around to, but that is something, you know, vampires are the perfect thing to read, and it's got vampires and werewolves and all that good stuff, so I think that that will be a good pick. Next we go on to refreshments, and of this I had to pick Mrs. Lovett's Meat Pies because Sweeney Todd is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's my favorite musical. Like, I had to pick it. A book with a character you think will be unlikable. I think for this I'm going to go with Storm of Locusts, and this is a Navajo-inspired apocalyptic world, and this is the sequel to Trail of Lightning, and based on some of the things that happened in the first one, there is a character that I do think will be reappearing in this one. that I am not very fond of. So I think that this could be a pick for this. It's also one that I'm really eager to get to. I've had to put the series on pause, but I really want to binge read it. So I don't know when the third one's coming out, but I know that she has another book coming out. Unless it just came out, but really soon. Next is A Dance Floor, and this is to pick kind of a spooky song, and I went with Superstition because this is one of my favorite Halloween songs, and Vanessa said it was also one of hers. It just is so good. I just love the feels of it, but this is based on folklore or mythology. Again, Storm of Locusts could work because it is based on Navajo mythology. Honestly, we'll probably have to take a look around to see what else I even have that might fit this. You know of any good mythology type books based around mythology, please leave recommendations down below because they are ones that I'm always looking for. I'm always interested in them. So if you know any of mythology retellings, please let me know about them. And then festivities, and I chose To Hang Out with the Pets because that's what I like to do. And this is with an animal on the cover. Weirdly enough, I don't think I picked any that have animals on the cover. What the hell? Okay, well, apparently I don't own any books with animals on the cover that I have left unread, apparently. Again, I'm open to, you know, interpretation. There are some books that I want to get to that I don't physically have here either. Okay, well, I can think of none for this either, so I get there, you know? I'll probably find a middle grade for that as well. Oh. I don't know if this really counts because these aren't like real creatures, but this is The Magnificent Monsters of Cedar Street. So this is about a girl whose dad is kind of a vet to monsters, but no one's supposed to know that they are like vets to monsters. I don't know if that's going to count, but whatever. So that is the first kind of readathon. It's a month-long readathon, so I feel like I'll have plenty of time to do the 4 challenges for that. Next is Goth-tober. I planned on participating in this as soon as it was announced. This is, again, a month-long thing, but they have lots of prompts. So LGBTQ plus read. I do believe that you can also double up on challenges for these. Wilder Girls, I have heard that this has a female-female romance in it. I'm not too sure if that's true, so if that's wrong, let me know. But I do think I might end up reading Wilder Girls for this, which is basically about this boarding school that goes into like quarantine because there's some weird stuff and illness or something going on, and then her friend goes missing. Then there's a disability rep read. There is disability rep, and I think I'm going to read, I think it's The Devouring Gray. And I have it somewhere on my shelves. So, seems like a good time to get around to it. I've heard that it's got some, like, Stranger Things vibes. I think they end up opening a portal to some other world or something. Next is a BAME read, and this is Black, Asian, or Minority. I do think I'm going to read Black Stories. This is a collection of short stories, and it is based around basically what it's like to be Black in modern day. I think it's really deep, and I think it's going to be really thought-provoking. So it's really short, so I think I'll be able to complete it over the month. Next is Lies. This is a book that has a form of lying within the title, so lies, lying. Do I still have nothing? Again, I have nothing picked out for this. I'm still on the hunt. Next is something with a female protagonist. I feel like I have just a whole slew here. I believe They Wish They Were Us is from a female protagonist perspective. And I think this deals with like a secret society, and this follows a girl whose best friend, I believe, or her friend was killed by her boyfriend, and it's years later, and she's trying to get into the secret society, but it's come out that maybe he's actually innocent, so... Next we have Foreign Country, so this is a book that takes place in a country that is not the one that you reside in. Again, another one that is just kind of up in the air for me at the moment. Modern retelling of a Gothic tale. So, Mexican Gothic, I'm actually going to be buddy reading this with Noria the Reader, so I will leave a link down to her channel down below. But I'm very excited to be buddy reading this with her, and I've heard really good things from people that I trust with their opinions with similar tastes, so I'm very excited about that. Bones, a book with bones on the front cover or in the title. Again, another one that I don't currently have a selection for. I will find it. Oldest purchased book. This is a book that has been on your TBR the longest, and for this, I'm actually going to go with Vicious Rumor. I was actually sent this by the author years ago, and I just never got around to it. It goes on my October TBR every single year, and I think it's just the fear of like viewing something and then not liking it, especially when it comes directly from the author. I'm like, what if I get it and I don't like it? Next is Red, and this is a book that has red on the cover. I think I'm going to do 5 Total Strangers because the text is in red. This is about a girl who I believe ends up in a vehicle because she thinks all these friends are going someplace, and then once they're in there and they're stuck in a snowstorm, she realizes that, you know, they don't actually really know each other. So I think I might go with that. There's also a graphic novel, but I think I've seen varying covers of it, but Maids, and I believe it's about 2 maids that end up murdering someone. Next we have Undead Character, book which includes an undead character, so there's all kinds of things that this could go for. I think I'm going to do Cemetery Boys for this because it deals with ghosts, so that seems like, you know, pretty good. Ghosts count, right? Ghosts or the undead? Ghosts or the undead? Yeah. Gray Morality, and this is a book with characters or themes that are morally gray. I think I'm gonna go, there's a collection of stories coming out called Tiny Nightmares. I think this comes out like October 6th, and this is really short tales, and I think it deals with like witches and serial killers and things like that. So I'm sure one of the stories in it is going to have some character that is morally gray. And I think anytime we're talking about paranormal characters, that things are kind of morally gray. And Dark Academia, I have The Secret History on my TBR. It's been on my TBR for quite some time, so I'm hoping to get a used copy of it because I feel like I'm going to end up loving it. I love pretty much all Dark Academia books that I read, so I am hoping to get around to that. I believe this is about a murder that takes place at a school, and it follows a group of friends, so my fave. So next is Goosebumpsathon. This is also taking place over the course of the month. However, this is different because you have to kind of create your own monster, and there's prompts based on the monster that you want to create. So I feel like I'm gonna read the goal is to read 1 Goosebumps book a week, which I did this 2 years ago and I really enjoyed it. I have quite the collection of Goosebumps and I would like to eventually get around to reading all of them. Some of them read, some of them I haven't. So I just really need to see what I have, sit down and figure out what works for what prompts. I'm still up in the air about some. I kind of want to go the mummy route. I don't know. We'll see. The thing that's throwing me off is a book set in Egypt because I don't think I have any of those Goosebumps. So, and then the only week-ish long readathon that I'm participating in is booathon, and this is run by Maddie the Book Pusher. This isn't so much just a basic readathon. There's a bingo board, and you can either read something related to the prompt, you can do something related to the prompt, you can watch something related to the prompt. So I think this will be really doable because I have some plans for some things that I want to do for some of the prompts. So I think it'll be easy because I like that it's a mixture of like, here's just a one-word prompt, and like you can do with it what you want. So I think a lot of the things that are on my TBR will end up working for that. So, you know, there's that. My bingo board, so I did add several of my own prompts to the bingo board just to fill it up. So one has a prophecy, another one is witchcraft, another one is a not so scary book. There's also different time period, haunting setting, mystery, and then black cover are all ones that I added for myself. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the other things that I want to read for the month that might not necessarily fit a specific prompt. One that I didn't get to mention is another one that's coming out October 6th, and that is The Hollow Places. And I believe it was pinned in BookPage as being one of the scariest books that like people have read. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, I'm down to try it. And I believe this is about a woman who moves in with her uncle and finds like a portal to some strange things in the basement. So that's one of the things on my list. Another one is the Library of the Unwritten, and I believe this woman is in charge of the unwritten wing in Hell's library. And then a hero ends up escaping and she has to hunt him down. And then We Were Restless Things. This is about a boy that dies, but he drowns in an invisible lake, and this follows a girl. She's the only one who can see this invisible lake. And basically she has to find out what the hickety heck is happening before someone else dies. The Physic Book of Deliverance Dane is another one that I'd like to get around to. She finds like some items from Salem, and it's like her family's history at Salem, and she ends up a yellow piece of parchment with the name written upon it, Deliverance Dane, and this sends her into, you know, looking into that. I believe Deliverance Dane was known for maybe witchcraft or something, so those are just some of the things that I want to get to. So yeah, there are a few prompts that I'm still up in the air about and don't really have anything pinpoint. Obviously, this is subject to change at any given time, and who knows, I'll probably end up reading none of this. Now that I'm looking at these books, they don't seem that spooky. I might have to change the whole thing up. I hope you guys have liked this video. Let me know what readathons that you guys are participating in October and what you are reading. I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Bye!